What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Double Overtime. It's your boy P, back at you again with another one. Hey guys, if you're watching this video today, please do me a big favor and scroll down and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It would help my channel out tremendously. And make sure you hit that notifications bell down below. That way you are notified every time I drop a video of this NFL and NBA content. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to name this video quite yet as I'm recording. I am going to speak about the Aaron Rodgers situation, but that is going to be towards the end of this video. So if you clicked on this video looking for my opinion on the Aaron Rodgers situation and what's been going on with Aaron Rodgers, him catching COVID-19, that's probably going to be at the end of this video. It is going to be at the end of this video. I shouldn't say probably. It's going to be at the end of this video. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the thumbnail or the title of this video yet. But as I do every single week, I'm going to do my game picks. So I'm going to include my week 9 game picks in this video. So that is going to be first, along with how I did with my week 8 game picks last week, guys. So I don't want you to have clicked on this video and be like, hey, I came here for the Aaron Rodgers thing and this guy tricked me and he's just doing game picks. That's not what I'm doing. I do my game picks every single week. You can see that on the other videos on this channel. I didn't want to do 2 separate videos because I usually do NFL news along with my game picks towards the end of my videos. So this is another one of those videos, guys. So the Aaron Rodgers stuff is going to be at the end of this video. So like I said, I'm going to give you guys my week 9 game picks. But before that, we're going to look at my week 8 game picks and see how I did last week. So let's do that first, guys. All right, so here's a graphic of week 8. My game picks from last week. This was actually my worst week of the entire season so far, guys. Even though I was 500 percentage-wise, 7-7 as you can see at the bottom. Even though 500 is not bad. 7-7 this week, guys. Let's go through it. I'll do the 1 o'clock games first. Panthers and Falcons. I said it last week, guys. I was done picking the Panthers. Every time I was picking the Panthers, they came out with a loss. I gave my Falcons the benefit of the doubt, but the Falcons in Atlanta, they took a loss to the Carolina Panthers 19-13. Bills took care of business at home against the Dolphins. 49ers took care of the Bears in Chicago. I had the Browns beating the Steelers, the Odell Beckham situation, which I'm going to talk about towards the end of this video as well. That has gotten out of hand. Odell, of course, did not play. His dad put out a video showing Odell Beckham wide open and not getting thrown the ball. You can look that up on YouTube. I'm not going to put that video in this. But Odell Beckham Sr., I think that's his dad's name. I think he is a senior. I think they are senior and junior. I'm not. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. But Odell Beckham's dad, nonetheless, put out a video showing Odell Beckham wide open on a lot of plays this year. I don't know if it was just this year or last year and this year, but nonetheless, Odell Beckham was wide open on a lot of plays, and he was not throwing the ball by Baker Mayfield. That led to a whole bunch of hoopla, which I'm going to talk about towards the end of this video. Nonetheless, Steelers got the win 15-10. That was the second game I got wrong. I actually thought the Lions were going to get their first win this week, guys. The Eagles showed me that I was 1,000% wrong, blowing the Lions out 44-6 in Detroit. The Lions are still without a win, still the only team in the NFL that is winless. Third game I got wrong there. Rams took care of the Texans easily in Houston. Titans, Colts, I thought that was actually going to be, I didn't think this was going to be as close of a game as it was. It actually went to overtime, and the Titans actually got the win last week in Indianapolis. I actually said last week in my game picks video that if you wanted to put some money on this game because the Titans were the underdog going into this game, I said this is a 100% guaranteed lock that the Titans are going to win this game. They were losing early 14-0 in the first quarter, and I was like, holy shit, I was 100% wrong about this game. But nonetheless, they came back. Derrick Henry sustained an injury. I'm going to talk about that at the end of the video as well in the NFL news. So moving on, the Bengals and the Jets, the last 1 o'clock game. The Bengals actually lost to the Jets in New York. That was the upset of the week. I did not see the Jets beating the Bengals like they did. They won by 3 points in New York. So that was another game, the fourth game that I got wrong. And moving on to the 4 p.m. games. Patriots-Chargers. I had the Chargers winning this game. Chargers actually did not win at home. Patriots actually got a good win in L.A. Seahawks took care of the Jaguars pretty easily, 31-7. And then the last 2 games, Washington football team, I had them beating because I said last week, I said Broncos have been a very inconsistent football team. They haven't really played great at home. I thought Washington would go in. They did put up a fight, but they ended up losing by a touchdown. And the Buccaneers and Saints, another upset for me. The defending Super Bowl champion Buccaneers going into New Orleans. Jameis Winston, that's another injury I'm going to talk about at the end of this video, NFL news. They actually got a win. 36-27. Tom Brady looked like he was going to make a little surge, a little comeback like he usually does. That failed, and the Buccaneers lost this game, man. So those are my 7 losses right there. Sunday Night Football, we had the Cowboys and Vikings. It was actually announced before the game that Dak Prescott was not going to play. I made my pick last week solely on the fact I said I thought Dak was going to play, and I made my pick based on that prediction that Dak was going to go into this game and play, but he actually didn't, and the Cowboys still got the win in Minnesota, 20-16. And Monday Night Football, the struggling Chiefs, they struggled a little bit in this game as well at home against the 2-win New York Giants, and actually came out with a 3-point victory. So the Chiefs came out on top. They are back at 500. They are now 4-4, and those were my Week 8 game picks, guys. Like I said, I was at 500. This was actually my worst week of the entire season, but 500 is still not bad. Hopefully this week I can bounce back with a little better week than I had in Week 8. I think some of the most surprising wins were the Saints beating the Buccaneers and the Jets beating the Bengals. I think those were, and I think I'm not gonna say that Eagles-Lions game was a surprise, but I really thought the Lions were gonna get their first win. And the Eagles have been inconsistent all year too. I don't think every week you don't know what Eagles team you're gonna get. They've been pretty inconsistent this year as well. Nonetheless, those are my Week 8 game picks, guys. So let's move on to Week 9. I'm gonna do my game picks for this week here now. So here's the graphic here of my game picks. Thursday Night Football, of course, I don't do the Thursday night games because I record Fridays or Saturday nights. So the Colts took care of the Jets pretty easily yesterday at home, 45-30. I'm not going to lie, guys, I did not watch this game. I think I saw Troy Aikman or Joe Buck, one of them, say on the broadcast that they made a joke just pretty much saying that, there's not a lot of people watching this game. That they believe there wasn't a lot of people watching this game. And honestly, I'm one of those people that didn't watch it. I wasn't interested in watching this Colts and Jets game. I had it on the TV, but I really wasn't paying attention to it. But yeah, Colts got the win. I'm just being honest, guys. Colts got the win at home, 45-30. If I was to pick that game, I would have picked the Colts. The Jets have been a very inconsistent team. They got the wins that they have against the Titans and the Bengals are 2 wins that I didn't see them getting. I think on both of those games, I picked the opposite team to win. So yeah, that was a Thursday Night Football game. So let's move on to the 1 p.m. games this Sunday. We got the Vikings at the Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens to win that at home. Patriots and Panthers. I already told you guys a couple weeks ago I am done with the Carolina Panthers. Patriots got a good win last week. The Patriots have played very, very well this year. They played a good game against Dallas. They got a good win last week in L.A. I like what the Patriots have been doing so far. I think the Patriots will go into Carolina and get a win this weekend. This is going to be Stephon Gilmore's first game against his former team since being traded to the Carolina Panthers from the New England Patriots. So we'll see what he does. Bengals and Browns. I'm going to pick the Bengals to win that game at home. Broncos, Cowboys. I'm picking the Cowboys at home to take that. Texans, Dolphins. We have two very bad teams that have been struggling this year. I'm taking the Dolphins to win this game at home. Falcons and Saints. Of course, Jameis is not going to be playing in this game. I think it is announced that Trevor Siemian will get the start for New Orleans this week with Taysom Hill. He's going to get some playing time as well. I'm picking the Saints to actually win this game against my Falcons this weekend. I mean, these guys won against the defending champs last week. Even though Jameis played a majority of the game last week, I do think the Falcons, every time they play a backup quarterback or a quarterback that's not that good, that quarterback always has a pretty good game. Tua Tagovailoa had his best game of the season against the Falcons. The game against the Washington football team, Taylor Heineke played very well in that game. Anytime the Falcons defense plays an average quarterback, he looks like a great quarterback. I think Trevor Siemian is going to do his thing. Taysom Hill as well if he comes in and gets some snaps as well. I'm taking the Saints to win at home against the Falcons. Raiders and Giants, I'm taking the Raiders to win that in New York. 4 o'clock games, we have the Chargers and Eagles. This is probably the one of the toughest games for me to pick because I don't know what Eagles team we're going to get this week. The Chargers have lost their last 2 games against the Ravens and the Patriots, but I do think the Chargers will bounce back and get the win. If I had to pick a team, which I do, I'm going to pick the Chargers to get that win this week. Packers and Chiefs, of course, Aaron Rodgers is not playing. I'm going to get more into that later on. Packers and Chiefs, I'm going to take the Chiefs to win this game, guys. Jordan Love is going to get the start this week. I'm picking the Chiefs. I don't know how well Jordan Love is going to play, but the Chiefs are at home. Aaron Rodgers is not playing. We're missing a great matchup between Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. This would have definitely been the game of the week, man. It was sad that Aaron Rodgers is not going to be able to play because I definitely wanted to see this game between those two quarterbacks. But I'm taking the Chiefs nonetheless to win this game. If Aaron Rodgers was playing, I would have picked the Packers. Let me say that right now. I think that was the difference maker. That was definitely the difference maker in my pick. I would have definitely picked the Packers to win this game had Aaron Rodgers been playing. Last game, 4 o'clock this weekend, we have the Cardinals and the 49ers. The Cardinals are actually the underdog this week, guys. So this is another game, like I said last week, between the Titans and the Colts, where if you want to put some money on the underdog, Cardinals are an underdog this week in San Francisco. I'm picking the Cardinals, and I think if you want to put some money down on the underdog NFL this week, the Cardinals would be the way to go. That is just my opinion. I could be wrong like I almost was last week, but I do think the Cardinals will bounce. I don't see the Cardinals losing 2 in a row after they lost to Green Bay last week. They are on the road. This is a division game, but I do think the Cardinals are going to win this game, guys. Sunday Night Football, we have the Titans and the Rams. Of course, Derrick Henry is out. Like I said, I'm going to get more into that in a little bit. I'm taking the Rams to win this game at home. I think this will be a good game, but I'm going to pick the Rams to win at home. And lastly, Monday Night Football between the Steelers and the Bears. This is an easy one for me. I am picking the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game, guys. So that is my Week 9 game picks, guys. Let me know if you disagree with anything down in the comments below. Let's get into it, man. Let's do the NFL news now. Those are my game picks. So the first thing I have, of course, like I said, Jameis Winston for the New Orleans Saints. He suffered an ACL-MCL tear against the Buccaneers, so he is going to be out for the remainder of the season. Like I said, Trevor Siemian is going to get the start this week against the Falcons. Taysom Hill is going to get some snaps in the game as well. But sad, Jameis Winston was having a pretty good year, man. It's good to see. This is his first year starting with New Orleans. It's sad that he had to go down, man. Injuries are always tough in this league, but so hopefully he has a speedy recovery. He can come back next year strong. He's probably not going to come back for week 1 since he got kind of hurt in the middle of the season, but maybe he does. Hopefully he progresses better than he's supposed to when he comes back week 1 next year, guys. Derrick Henry. It was announced that he had a foot injury against the Indianapolis Colts in that game the other day, which the Titans did pull out the victory in overtime. Says he is going to miss 6 to 10 weeks, which is likely the rest of the season. So hopefully Derrick Henry makes a speedy recovery as well. He can bounce back and come back week 1 of next year. Best running back in the league, led the lead in NFL in rushing. He was definitely going to get another rushing title, man. This is the best running back that we have in football. He is an absolute monster and a beast. So speedy recovery and prayers for Derrick Henry, man. And it was announced that the Titans actually signed former MVP, NFL MVP running back Adrian Peterson. They signed him to the practice squad, and they plan to elevate him to the active roster. I haven't seen any news on if Adrian Peterson is going to play in this week's game against the Rams. It would be good to see him out there. Definitely one of the greatest running backs that we've ever seen in NFL history. I do think Adrian Peterson still will have a little bit in the tank. Of course, he's not going to probably have the same effect that Derrick Henry had on this team, but I do think Adrian Peterson was a good pickup for the Tennessee Titans in replace of Derrick Henry. We had a trade that went down before the trade deadline. Von Miller of the Denver Broncos was actually traded to the LA Rams, added to that defense that already has a couple superstars in Jalen Ramsey and defensive tackle Aaron Donald. So now you got at the line, you got Aaron Donald on defensive line. You got Super Bowl MVP Von Miller at the linebacker position in the middle of the field, and in the defensive in the backfield, you got cornerback Jalen Ramsey, man. So this defense has gotten a little stronger. Statistically, they're not where they want to be statistically as far as one of the top defenses in the league, but still, nonetheless, they have 3 of the best defensive superstars that we have in this league, along with a great offense, man. Also, news for the LA Rams: Deshaun Jackson was actually cut. I think they came to a mutual agreement that the Rams he wanted to look for another team. I think they didn't find a trade partner, so they just went ahead and released Deshaun Jackson. So Deshaun Jackson actually cleared waivers, and he is now a free agent, and he is available to sign with any team that he wants to. He hasn't signed as of yet. But yeah, Deshaun Jackson, I think I'm trying to figure out what was going on in LA. Like, he's from LA. I haven't seen his stats, but I'm just confused on why Deshaun Jackson didn't want to be there anymore. And that was a deadly trio. Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, who's looking like the best receiver in the league, and him. I feel like that was a good trio for Matthew Stafford, but nonetheless, he's gone, and Deshaun Jackson is moving on, guys. Now, some sad news. I talked about this on my podcast on Tuesday, man. If you guys want to check out my podcast, we talk about a lot more stuff than just sports. We talk hip-hop. It's pretty much a comedy podcast. We talk hip-hop stuff that's trending. We have a little sports segment in there, Q&A segments. If you want to check out my podcast, go down to the description below and check out Social Junkie Podcast. We drop episodes every single week. Talked about the situation on there on Tuesday, man. It was reported that Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs III was involved in a car crash early Tuesday morning of this week. It was reported that he was driving at 156 miles per hour seconds before the accident actually occurred. The person that he killed was a woman. Her dog was in the car. Henry Ruggs struck her car. The car caught on fire, and the woman and the dog were both killed. So I want to send a rest in peace to that woman and condolences to her family. I did that on my podcast already, but of course I'm going to do it again. And it was reported that Henry Ruggs was drunk. I think his alcohol level was definitely well above, I don't remember the exact number, but it was well above the state's legal limit in Las Vegas. And says he will be charged in DUI resulting in death. It was actually reported that the Raiders did go ahead and release him. The Raiders have a lot of shit going on this year. You know, I talked about the John Gruden thing a couple weeks ago in that video. They have that going on, and they have this Henry Ruggs situation going on. So it's sad to see. Definitely a very, very sad story. This man is 22 years old. Just a horrible, horrible mistake that has probably cost him his NFL career and probably going to be some years of his life. I do think Henry Ruggs is probably going to go to prison for at least 2 years. I think this being reported that he can get 2 to 20 years. Sad to say, this dude had a ton of potential, but he made a grave mistake. There's absolutely no excuse for what happened that night. 3 o'clock in the morning to be driving 156 miles per hour, and you killed somebody. You killed somebody. You took somebody's life. So, like I said, condolences to her family. It's very sad for Henry Ruggs, but he made a great mistake, so I can't really feel sorry for him in this situation, man. So that is the story with Henry Ruggs, guys. And I'm going to do the Aaron Rodgers thing last, but the last thing I had before that, it was announced today, like I said, Odell Beckham, he has been disgruntled with the Browns organization. The Browns told Odell not to report to practice. They just told him just don't even show up, bro, before he was actually released today. And this was after, in the wake of that video that his dad put out of him being wide open on a lot of plays and Baker not throwing him the ball. And, I think reporters asked Baker Mayfield the other day. They said, there's a story, that people think that you're deliberately not throwing him the ball. And Baker was like, that's their opinion. It's not true. Why would I not throw the ball to a great player, a great athlete? But honestly, in the video, it looks like in a lot of plays, he's deliberately not throwing him the ball. So I'm like, Baker, you say that, but on the video, it kind of shows the opposite. It honestly looks like on a lot of plays, he is deliberately not throwing Odell Beckham the ball. Why? Who knows? I have no idea. It's hard to believe that you wouldn't want to throw Odell the ball because he's one of the most talented receivers that we have in the league. Nonetheless, the video, you guys got to see the video yourself if you haven't already, man. Nonetheless, Odell Beckham was released today. I think he's going to clear waivers on Monday, and he will be set to be a free agent if nobody picks him up off of waivers. So Odell Beckham, his time in Cleveland is done. He didn't really make an impact like he did in New York at all in Cleveland. I think when he got traded over there and he got with his old teammate Jarvis Landry, I definitely for sure thought that Odell was going to make a huge impact in Cleveland, but that really wasn't the case, man. So hopefully whatever happens for Odell's career next, hopefully he shines, man, because I do like Odell. I do think he's a great player. I do think he has a lot of dumb shit that goes on. He has a lot of excess stuff that happens off the football field, but hopefully he does have a good return and bounces back and signs with a good team, man. Hopefully a contender like Aaron Rodgers, or I would love to see him in Baltimore. I'd love to see him in Baltimore or with Aaron Rodgers, but we'll see what happens, man. So hopefully Odell signs with a good team. All right, guys. Lastly here, I'm going to get into the Aaron Rodgers thing now. It was reported this week that Aaron Rodgers was going to miss this Sunday's 4 o'clock game against the Kansas City Chiefs because he tested positive for COVID-19. Now, if you guys don't remember, earlier this season, when asked by reporters if Aaron Rodgers was vaccinated, he responded and he said, "Yes, I'm immunized." Quote, "Yes, I'm immunized." Now, what does that mean if you ask me? That means yes, I am vaccinated. If you look up these words for the English language, if you look up the words, "yes, I'm immunized," and you look up what that means, if you ask 10 people what they think that means, I think all 10 people are going to say that they think that means, yes, I am vaccinated. Now, maybe I'm crazy, but that's just me. Now, let me say this right now. I am a huge Aaron Rodgers fan. I love Aaron Rodgers only when he's not playing against my team. Aaron Rodgers is one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. Aaron Rodgers is one of my favorite people of all time in NFL. With that being said, it has been reported that Aaron Rodgers is not vaccinated. So what does that mean? He lied. Let's just be clear, people. The man said, yes, I'm immunized, which means, yes, I'm vaccinated. He caught COVID-19, and it came out he's not vaccinated. So what does that mean? He lied, people. Now, Aaron Rodgers was on the Pat McAfee show. I have a little 1-minute clip here of what he said to Pat McAfee and A.J. Hawk, who is a former teammate of Aaron Rodgers, who played linebacker with the Packers. So I'm going to play that here. It's not the whole interview, of course. If you want to see the whole video, the whole interview, check that out on YouTube. But I'm going to play the clip here, and we'll discuss it.
The fact that I have an allergy to an ingredient that's in the mRNA vaccines. So on the CDC's own website, it says, should you have an allergy to any of the ingredients, you should not get one of the mRNA vaccines. So those two are out. Had there been a follow-up to my statement that I've been immunized, I would have responded with this. I would have said, look, I'm not, some sort of anti-vax flat earther. I am somebody who's a critical thinker. You guys know me. I march to the beat of my own drum. I believe strongly in bodily autonomy and the ability to make choices for your body.
Now that last part, I'm not going to say I disagree with, and I've said in that Kyrie Irving video that I put out maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I had a whole video about the Kyrie Irving situation. I mean, that whole your body, your choice thing, I 100% agree with that. If you don't want to get vaccinated, I have no problem with people that don't want to get vaccinated. I just don't like when people come out here and just do stupid stuff and just don't wear a mask. And, I don't believe in wearing masks, and they just don't protect themselves. That's the only thing I disagree with. If you don't want to get vaccinated and you just go out here and do stupid stuff, that's why I have a problem. But if you don't want to get it, I feel like if you don't want to get vaccinated, you should just still go out and wear a mask to kind of just protect the other people, because it ain't just about you, man. Because people are catching the virus and people are dying from the virus. So the least that you can do is at least put a mask on and kind of protect yourself and other people. That's just my opinion, guys. If you disagree with that, I'm sorry. With that being said, what Aaron Rodgers should have done when they asked him, he could have said, one, what he said in his Pat McAfee interview, because why is he saying it now? Because everybody's mad at him. He said that I'm allergic to some ingredients that are in the mRNA vaccines. He could have said that, or he could have said what a lot of athletes have said, I'm not going to speak about that right now. He could have said that is my private business and I don't want to discuss that right now. He could have just said that, but what did he do? He lied. I love Aaron Rodgers, people. But he lied. He lied. You believing in body autonomy does not mean that you're immunized. You lied. He also went on to say, it wasn't in this clip of the Pat McAfee show, but if you watch the interview, I didn't watch the entire interview, but I watched the most important pieces. He said that he's good friends with podcaster Joe Rogan, and that he took a lot of advice from Joe Rogan, the podcaster, who is not a doctor, guys. Joe Rogan is not a doctor. Joe Rogan is a podcaster and a comedian. He said, I've talked to Joe Rogan, a lot of facts that he's been telling me about. I've been following a lot of his guidelines. Joe Rogan is a comedian, Aaron Rodgers. He's a podcaster. He's not a damn doctor. He's not a damn doctor. So that was really eerie to me that he's talking about Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is not a doctor. And all the other stuff he was going on about a diet and all this other stuff about stuff we should be eating and vitamins and stuff like that. Aaron Rodgers, you still caught COVID. You still caught it. So none of that shit even matters. You still caught it. You still caught it. So what are you talking about? You lied and you still caught it. And I kind of feel a way about this because nobody's making a big deal about this like they're making a big deal about the Kyrie Irving situation. And I know the Kyrie Irving situation is a lot different than this Aaron Rodgers situation, but I kind of feel like the backlash that Kyrie's getting is definitely not as loud as the backlash that Aaron Rodgers is getting. People are upset about Aaron Rodgers lying, and there are people that are making a big deal out of it, but it's not the same as Kyrie Irving, who clearly did not lie about being vaccinated and made his stance that I did not want to give it. He made his stance and he stuck with his stance. And I said on my podcast, and I said in that Kyrie Irving video I did a couple weeks ago, I felt like Kyrie was going to stay on his ground because he is that type of person to not budge and stand his ground. Now with the Aaron Rodgers situation, like I said, the man lied. He made a poor decision. I feel like he has handled this the wrong way. Because like I said, you saying all this stuff now on the Pat McAfee show because everybody's mad at you. It's like, dude, you could have said that when they asked you if you were vaccinated. You could have either won, or you know what? I said he could have did one or two things. He could have did another thing. Told the truth. He could have did that. I forgot about that one. He could have just did that. But nonetheless, like I said, Aaron Rodgers is one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time, man. I'm not gonna sit here and bash Aaron Rodgers because I've always loved this guy. I feel like this is another guy that's made a mistake. This is clearly a mistake. He knows it's a mistake, but he's trying to say that he didn't lie. Aaron Rodgers, you lied. You lied, bro. So like I said, I'm not going to go into more detail about this because I don't want this video to be too long. If you want to check out that the interview with Pat McAfee at AJ Hawk, you can check that on YouTube, guys. But nonetheless, Jordan Love is getting the start. We got robbed of a great matchup between Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. So Jordan Love is going to start. Like I said, I have the Chiefs winning that game, guys. You've made this far into the video, man. I appreciate it. Let me know again. This is specifically supposed to be my Week 9 game picks video, but a lot of stuff has been going on in the league this week, so I wanted to cover all that, guys, before I get into my stuff next week. Make sure you guys look out for my Week 10 game picks next week, guys. As always, I'll go through my Week 9 game picks that I just did, and we'll see how I did, guys. If you made this far into the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, guys. I would truly appreciate it. Do I think Aaron Rodgers should get suspended? Yes. I do think he should get suspended at least a game because he lied. He lied. He lied to NFL media about being vaccinated. Now, the NBA mandate, the whole Kyrie everything, the NBA mandate on vaccination and the NFL's mandate they're not the same. They're two totally different mandates. But the man still lied because if you're going out here having people thinking that I don't know what Aaron Rodgers has been doing around his teammates. There hasn't been a lot of talk from his teammates about stuff that he's been doing. I don't know if he lied. I don't know if he's been going around acting like he's been vaccinated around his teammates. I don't know. But if he has, he's wrong for that. But we'll see what happens to Aaron Rodgers. I do think he should be suspended at least a game. The dude lied, man. The dude lied about being vaccinated and people are dying from this virus. Like I said, if you don't want to get vaccinated, that's your choice. But he could have at least told the truth. Could at least told the truth because you want to tell the truth now after everybody's mad at you. I hate when people do that. You want to tell the truth when everybody's mad at you. Just tell the truth. The truth. Like people always say, the truth will set you free, and the truth will keep you from having to go back and remember shit that you said. We all know, man. Liars never win, man. You always got to go back and remember what you said 2 weeks ago when you lied about that. Wait, that doesn't add up for what you said last week, and then there's a whole bunch of bullshit, man. But nonetheless, man, that's this video, man. I just wanted to state my opinion on that, guys. If you made this far into the video, I appreciate you, man. Like I said, again, hit that subscribe button down below. Turn notifications bell on so that way you are notified of this NFL and NBA content, guys. I'll have some more videos for you guys coming soon. Thank you for watching, man. This is another episode of Double Overtime. It's your boy P. I'll be back again, guys. Thank you.